good evening, fellow alumni. I'm Bill Mojica, class of 1984. Welcome you to the first annual Coach's Corner from Calvert Hall to Noppinger Commons, joined by Coach Jacoby Jones, Coach Josh Ward, and iconic football coach Pat Kern. Excited to be here. This is our first time doing an event like this. It's a little bit different doing virtual homecoming. Happy to have everybody on board. Coach, your first year as a Calvert Hall head coach back home at your alma mater, class of 84. What was it like getting that phone call, the interview process, and take us through that time?
I mean, it was exciting. I mean, you know, again, being here, playing here, and then kind of receiving a phone call to be your alma mater's head coach is just, I mean, it was an experience of a lifetime. You know, I couldn't be happier to be here. You know, it was an exciting time. It was kind of last second, obviously. It was, you know, late notice, but, you know, it was a blessing to get that offer.
Sure. Take us through what was different about the summer workouts in the COVID world that we live. What challenges did you face, and what great things happened as a result of that?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, we got it started in August. You know, we have a great strength and conditioning coach, Coach Ackerman. But you know, obviously, when we first started, everything was new. Social distancing, masks. I had to get to know kids with masks on, which is it's hard enough to get to know kids. You know, remember names
Right.
without masks on. So I mean, that was definitely different. But the kids bought in. You know, they were excited to be out there, to get out of their homes and actually be back on the football
Sure.
field. So it was an exciting time.
Yeah, it's been a great summer. So, Coach, you know, I think those folks watching at home certainly appreciate what you've done for Baltimore football, and certainly will carry legendary status for years to come. Walk us through how you arrived here at Calvert Hall, and what's that process been like?
Well, you know, word of mouth is strong. You know what I mean? So like I was down here doing events, and I had just left Lane College. You know, I went home to check on my mom. She was going through, you know, I had family issues, and I was down here doing events, and you know, somehow I was like, man, I still want to coach. They was like, you want to coach at Calvert Hall? I said, yeah, I'll coach at Calvert Hall. I love to coach.
Right.
And then me and Coach met, and I came out there, and then it was like that. I jumped on the plane the next day.
Yeah,
I extended. I stayed the whole. Like I was supposed to leave a long time ago.
right.
And then I went home, and Coach said, "I'm on the next flight."
Yeah, it's been.
Next flight, I was here. I was here.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the kids, the emotion and the energy level certainly taken a turn when Jacoby arrived on campus.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer when it was brought to me, and we met, and it was an instant connection. We connected, and you know, he's been great for our kids, great for our program, a great mentor. You know, so it's been an awesome experience.
Great. Coach Kern, I was fortunate enough to play for you and work on you a little bit. What's it like in retirement life, and shed some light on what the football experience has been like in your life as a player and a coach?
Well, the best thing about being retired is I don't have to get up early.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of like that. I like chilling out. I'm kind of involved with some of the kids in the neighborhood a little bit, and football for me was actually, I came here my senior year.
Right.
I came from Towson Catholic, and I was basically a basketball guy,
Right.
and I'm kind of a big basketball guy. But anyway, and I played football here my senior year, and we did very well. Won the old MSA.
Right.
And I still keep in contact with some of those guys. You know, I enjoyed that. And then how I got into coaching here was Coach Maselli was coach of my high school team also, assistant coach.
Right.
And we had kind of seen each other around, usually at one of the bars or something like that. And I was coaching a rec league team.
Mm-hmm.
And ran into Og, and we were talking, and he asked me if I would coach the freshman team, because he had just taken over the program
Right.
at that time period. And that was 1974.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, leather helmet and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Fold it up, walk off the field.
Yes, sir.
But, so he asked me to do it, and so that's how I got involved at Calvert Hall. I mean, I never thought as a kid that I would ever be a teacher. I mean, I was pretty much a normal kid.
Yes, sir.
And so Augie asked me to do it, so I did it, had a freshman team, and I had the best players you could ever imagine. I mean, they were unbelievable.
Yeah, we're loaded
I
back
used to
then.
kid that I just usually walked out and rolled football out there to them and tried to stay out of the way, you know? I mean, some of you guys may remember, like, I had Kurt Reed, Steve Hand,
Right.
Dave Black, Soletti's, you know, all
Yeah,
those
a lot of
guys.
great players. Yeah.
Conkas, all those. Those guys, I think something like 12 of them made varsity their sophomore year. 7 of them started.
Wow. So a lot of great guys that have walked the halls.
Yeah, and they were hard workers, because I remember in the summertime, all we had down the weight room was this little...
Yeah, the Nautilus machine.
Yeah,
Right.
and I'd come in summer and get them in there and stuff like that, and some of these guys, they were men.
Absolutely. So
They scared me sometimes.
a lot of great guys that have walked through the halls in years past. Talk about some of the guys that will go on to status when they graduate from here. Who are some of the key players on this year's team, Coach?
So we have our 3 captains. Amir Jenkins, our quarterback, 3rd-year starter, going to go play football at Sacred Heart. We have Mike Johnson, who's a Merrimack commit. He's our middle linebacker. And then we have Trey Jordan, who's free safety for us, but also he's a dynamic athlete. He's playing some wide out for us,
Right.
One of our returners. And he's undecided right now, but has a few offers, 1AA offers. So those 3 are a good bunch. They've been great leaders for our young men. And we have a couple other guys that are hoping. I mean, we have Miles Griswold, one of our O-linemen, Amari Lewis, who's a 2-way guy. So we have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, completely agreed. I think guys have bought into, just learning a new offensive system and some tweaks on defense, and certainly a lot of great commitment on special teams. And Coach has been a blessing in the return game. Coach, talk about a couple of guys in the return game besides Trey, a couple other guys that are making a difference in special teams for us.
I mean, we got a lot of guys, like the twin. He does anything you ask him to do.
Right?
Like, I know we're young, but we got a lot of great athletes, and you see them kids bust their butt every day.
Yes, sir.
They give it their all.
Yeah, they really do.
They give it, cause week before last, we had at least almost 200 some yards of return.
In return, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he won't kick us the ball this past game. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, it's a lot of respect there.
that goes to show you right there, them kids are doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Coach, let's talk about the Dons a little bit and what they bring to the table this year. I think it starts and sort of ends with Jordan Moore, but talk about not only him and some of the other guys that we'll face on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean they're a dynamic team. I mean, Jordan Moore is probably one of the best players in the state. He's going to Duke for a reason.
Right.
The scary piece is his brother's a freshman. I think Jaden Moore starts at wide receiver, but I mean they say he's better than Jordan at quarterback. So they have a few guys. Michael Robinson, their running back, is dynamic. What's helpful is a lot of their guys go 2 ways,
Right.
which will help us. We're hoping that we can use our size on both sides of the ball to move the ball and stop the run and kind of contain Jordan. I mean that's when it's all said and done. I know you're a defensive coach. I mean that's kind of our game plan,
Right.
is to stop that guy,
Right.
hold him from making big plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're talented across the board, and Coach Z does a wonderful job with his staff over there, and so all bets are off in that game. I mean you could be 10. We talked about this the other day. You could be 10-0 and lose, and it'd be a bad year, or be 0-10 and win, and everybody loves you.
Yep.
Coach, your favorite memory, if you have one, as a coach or as a player in the Turkey Bowl, what memory really stands out for you in that game?
I got a few. And I got one about my freshman team. They would be upset with me if I didn't mention this, but they were undefeated and unscored on.
That's
been
good.
able to do that since, that's how you type of guys those are. I remember the one with, I think it was Garrett McPherson, where they did the reverse.
Yeah, it was 83 my senior year.
Yeah. there
Yeah,
you go.
great year.
Right. And I remember that. I remember, you know, some of the times we, like Dorsey, Steve Dorsey
Right.
and those guys, and some of the plays that happened then. Trying to think of the one play, but there's just so many great games because we won a lot of them back then, fortunately.
Right. Sure did.
And I was you know, I was assistant for 2 years, but then I liked working with the JV football team and stuff
Right.
like that. And just a lot of great kids, great memories. You know, like just being on the you know, the goal lines and making and having to make those type of plays and so forth like that. I think there was an overtime game that was pretty exciting. I remember Michael Sanders and some of those guys.
Yeah, it's just tremendous memories.
The Waltz, you know, the quarterback,
Yeah.
the Waltz, and all those guys. You know, I almost feel bad.
For
Because
leaving some
I'm
guys
trying
out.
to-
Right.
I'm trying
It's
to pull
tough.
them in.
Yeah, we could
I didn't know
spend
I was
an
gonna-
hour.
I didn't know I was going to get these questions, you know. So I mean, you know,
Making you work a little bit,
I
Coach.
hate to say it, but it's a pretty long time ago.
Right.
You know? I mean, let's put it this way. I remember when Mojo was one of the fastest guys on the team.
Yeah, not so much anymore. How about, Coach, how about you? Your favorite memories as a player? Anything really stand out?
Probably my junior year. I mean, I believe we were 10-1 our junior year. Only
Mhm.
loss was to Gilman, and we had a really good. I forget the score, but it was an awesome experience. We were at Ravens Stadium, which I wish we could get back to. You know,
Right.
We were
Agreed.
we were in the Ravens locker room, and you know, coming out of the Ravens tunnel and everything. It was just an awesome experience, and I know we put it to them that year pretty good.
Yeah, for me, the emotion of playing in Old Memorial Stadium was just electric, and you know, at that point in the early '80s, the stadium was starting to lose its way a little bit, but it just that feeling of coming out,
Yeah.
you know, where the Baltimore Colts had played was just tremendous, and I know the guys, Jacoby, when you were here, you guys following in your footsteps, and to be a part of that process for me last year, winning the 100th game, being a part of the staff, and all that time and energy that went into winning that is you know, for me, it's an honor as a former player and a coach to be a part of that process. Talk to best rivalry game you ever played in.
Of course, it's Pittsburgh. You know, that's
Right.
that's unheard of. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even in college, you know, I played against school, but I'm talking about like that Pittsburgh rivalry is crazy. And then if people don't start DMing me about this Turkey Bowl, I've been getting DMs.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, they're like, "What you gonna do about the Turkey Bowl?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Get your turkey ready."
And hey, welcome to the club, Coach.
Get your turkey.
That's all.
Get your turkey ready.
That's all we've ever had. Well,
Get the
look,
turkey ready.
gentlemen, it's really an honor for me to sit here. Thanks to Jeff and the rest of the Alumni Association for asking me to do this. You know, I think we all bleed Cardinal and gold, and for guys to continue to come back and be a part of the community, and just to make what we do better. Josh, it's really an honor for me as well to be a part of the staff. I love doing it. And it's great to spend a few moments with Coach. We go back a long ways. So, any final thoughts you want to wish anybody at home? Happy Thanksgiving, whatever. Jacoby, any last words?
Yeah, I will say this though. I know it's like when I was playing for the Ravens, and when y'all was still playing at the at our stadium.
Right.
So we would pull up, and we would see y'all, because y'all would play early that day.
Right.
So we didn't know what was going on. Like, what? Like, you know, it's all this red. And
Yeah.
you're like, what's going on? I thought we played.
Right.
But
No, it's
in the understanding though, and I see the rivalry.
yeah.
It's big.
It's absolutely huge. Coach, any final thoughts?
I had one to come when he talked about, you know, the Ravens being down there when Calvert Hall was playing down there. Remember when I was playing at the old stadium, Memorial Stadium,
Right.
and Richard Shore was playing at that time period on the team. And Richard Shore comes out of the bathroom, right, which was adjoining the old Colts, former Colts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he comes out and he says to me and Dave Creighton, apparently a couple of them went there. He said, Coach, he says, these guys from Loyola are really big. Because they have blue
Right,
uniforms.
right. That's fantastic. Great stuff. Coach, any final thoughts before we depart?
Yeah, I'm just excited. First ever Turkey Bowl as a head coach. Taking the field with guys I played with, and especially, it's a really neat experience to take the field with my brother, my bigger brother, who's a Loyola grad. So I mean, now he's wearing the Cardinal gold. So I'm just excited and I'm honored to be able to take that field on Thanksgiving.
Right. Hey, well, on behalf of all of us up here, wishing everyone, our alumni, family and friends, and those who are part of the community, happy and joyous Thanksgiving. Hope everyone stays safe. May Jesus live in our hearts forever. God bless you all and have a great night.